living on campus with mold.
My shoes, I don't know what type of fabric this is, but there's mold growing on it. These hats, we wear these on our head and we didn't even know there was mold on it. This is disgusting.
21-year-old Alan McDonald is a senior at SUNY Old Westbury on Long Island. He's studying criminal justice, but he hasn't been too focused lately.
My actual mattress had mold on it, so I was sleeping with mold on it. I was getting rashes, I was sick, I couldn't breathe. Like, it was crazy in here. I wake up, massive headaches.
Mold took over his room last month.
I went to the doctor and they told me like all of these are symptoms and from being exposed to mold, and like my asthma came back.
And he isn't the only student at Woodlands residence halls with the mold problem. Other students shared these photos with us showing their rashes and damaged clothes.
We should be safe and healthy where we stay.
This from the school spokesperson, who admits there has been a mold outbreak and blames the recent rain on the problem.
Every time we learn of an incident, it's cleaned, it's repainted with inhibiting products that inhibit the growth of anything. And we keep asking our students, just keep us surprised. Make sure if you see something, you tell us. So we're doing the best we can given the circumstances Mother Nature's handed us.
Just yesterday, Pix 11 uncovered mold problems at William Patterson University in New Jersey. Students at both schools say more should be done to keep them safe.
Anything that was in this room is starting to grow mold all over it.
And so students say this mold problem goes beyond the rain. So what do they want? They want to be moved out of these rooms that do have mold and put into rooms that do not have mold. They also want to be reimbursed for all the damage of their clothes and their shoes. We did talk with school staff about this. They say what they are doing right now is trying to move those students out of these rooms and into other rooms. They say they are looking into whether they can reimburse students. Of course, we will stay on top of this one and let you know what happens. We are live on Long Island tonight. Jennifer Bisram, Pix 11 News. Wow. Guys.
Parents who helped move their students in at the University of Maryland now spending Parents Weekend moving their kids back out. It's all due to mold in dorm rooms, and the students, many from out of state, forced to pack up and head to hotels. Richard Reeves spoke to concerned parents and students who are now left wondering when the issue will be resolved.
A Super Soaker family weekend here at UMD.
It's definitely, I think, increases our daughter's anxiety level.
For some students, just 4 weeks after the start of school, it's moving day.
I lost my voice. It's pretty bad. Head cold, cough, everything.
555 freshmen forced out of Elkton Hall because of mold issues.
Been fighting a head cold for the past few days, and then we find out there's a mold problem.
Kevin Valley from Maine is worried about his son Christian. Wonders if the school's cleanup plan will be enough.
My biggest concern is illnesses. You know, if they're really going to get the mold out of the building, is it going to be safe enough to get in?
Some rooms appear to be mold-free, in others, not so much.
It's under desks and under drawers and like behind the beds, and for some people it's in the air vent.
Of course, the big question for everyone is where did this mold come from? Now, one student told us, a maintenance worker told her, the systems are checked throughout the summer. Still, the kind of weather we're getting today has not helped any.
The school is hiring mold removal contractors, installing commercial dehumidifiers, and cleaning surfaces and furniture. In some cases, new furniture is coming in.
I think they're trying to be really responsive, but there's no easy way to do this.
Meanwhile, students will stay at area hotels, moved out floor by floor on a staggered basis.
The effort's being made, and hopefully this will be over quickly and it won't recur.
Some students moving out Sunday could, if the cleanup goes as planned, be back in their dorm by Wednesday. In College Park, Richard Reeve, ABC 7 News.
The University of Maryland's Department of Resident Life did issue a statement. It reads in part, "The safety, health, and well-being of each and every resident is a matter of utmost concern. We recognize and sincerely apologize for the inconvenience and concern this has caused our residents and their families."
Turning to this developing story, as West Virginia University has released a statement to 12 News in regards to a number of complaints of poor conditions at a university dorm building. 12 News has received complaints from multiple students and parents about mold being found inside of dorms at Summit Hall, and that WVU officials have not adequately addressed them. Some parents say that their child became sick from staying in the halls due to the poor air quality there, and others claim that reoccurring moisture has caused bug and mold issues. WVU says that the university takes these concerns very seriously and that all inspections to date this fall have determined that there are no significant or widespread mold issues in these residence halls.
She was excited to begin her freshman year at Dillard University, but because of health concerns about her dorm, she plans to leave the school.
Well, the student's mom says there's been a lack of accountability from university leaders about issues of mold growing in living spaces. As Mike McDaniel explains, it's been an ongoing problem.
When a mom from out of state sent her daughter off to school at Dillard University in New Orleans, it wasn't long before worry set in.
She started reporting having complaints of mold from the beginning of the semester. She started complaining of getting sick, catching colds very often.
Her daughter, who has a history of asthma, started as a freshman this past fall, living on campus in Camphor Hall.
Having a child that has respiratory illness, this is very alarming because anyone knows that mold is a very high trigger for asthma.
Mom, who didn't want to be identified, says she reached out to the university several times but only got one response, that maintenance would be sent to her daughter's dorm.
My daughter said that maintenance came and looked at the vent and just said, "Oh, that's just dirt."
Mom then made a trip to New Orleans in November. That's when she says she took this video inside her daughter's shower, which is shared with 2 other students.
When I came out there, I said, this is definitely mold. This is not okay.
That's when she says these photos were also taken from inside the dorm. According to the university's student newspaper, students have been raising concerns about housing and maintenance issues inside Camphor and Hartselle dorms since August. According to the newspaper, university leaders even held a meeting with students on September 30th. To address concerns of mold, poor air conditioning, leaks, and other issues. University leaders didn't go on camera, but told WWL Louisiana the university has hired extra housekeepers and will respond to mold and mildew cleanup until extensive renovations can be done during the summer.
They are aware, there is awareness, but my concern is, why are parents not being brought into this?
This mom says a lack of accountability from the university has been frustrating from the beginning. Her daughter now intends to leave the university.
This was the university that she had her eyes set on, and so we're just very disappointed that it had to come to this.
A decision, she says, was made because of a lack of decisions from the university. Mike McDaniel, WWL, Louisiana.
Leaders at Cal Poly Humboldt became aware of a situation involving mold in an apartment building on campus, forcing students to move out, then relocate. The North States News' Rudy Aguado was on campus to speak with impacted students earlier today.
University leaders discovered a mold issue at one of the on-campus apartment buildings, forcing over 100 students to relocate.
I definitely actually noticed the difference in air quality and there actually being mold in my room. And I know students have been saying that for years, maybe even decades, about campus apartments, and nothing's been done of it.
University staff offered resources to students who had to relocate. Students say the school ignored previous complaints for years about mold problems in the apartment.
I think timing is maybe a miscalculation on their part, as well as not listening to students in the past who have said that they're experiencing mold issues, that they're having lung troubles, various things like that, and instead ignoring that, I think, is unfair.
According to students, the university assigned new living spaces without consultation, leading to dissatisfaction among students, including being placed in smaller rooms with unfamiliar roommates.
Personally, I've looked around and I've seen some people crying because, I mean, they set up their apartments with the people that they love and they care about, people that they choose. And, you know, we were all relocated into communities where people we don't know. So it is difficult because we're going to have to go out and make those connections again.
Students in this apartment building tell me they have until Wednesday at 5 p.m. to have everything completely moved out. In Arcata, Rudy Aguado, the North States News.
We did hear back from a representative from the university who says there are resources to help these students move in their belongings, saying there will be no additional housing charges or cancellation penalties for the spring semester for residents who prefer to move off of campus. Complimentary 7-day meal plans for students who are moving into residence halls without access to a full kitchen, among others. Visit our website for the university's full response.